I'll let you, it's almost there. I'll let you know when we live. There we go. I'm about to mute this bad boy. There we go. There we go. Hold up. Now, can you hear me? A bit?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Yep.
So we got, okay, let me turn up my volume. There we go. It's probably better now.
Yep.
So we got Benjamin Vidmar we got Benjamin Vidar in the building. You know, I wish I was trying to reach out. Well, I wanted to reach out to you like years ago, because I got here like about 9 years ago to Norway, and I heard about
Oh,
you.
nice. You've been there for a long time.
Yeah, I've been here for a minute. I didn't realize you've been here that long, to be honest. I didn't realize how long you've been here after I did my search on you or whatnot. But yeah, no, it was like 2 years in. Then I had an idea about putting.
I've been here for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time.
For sure. And if people are hearing any delays in between our talking, it's probably because of both of us having bad connection or whatnot. He's all the way in Svalbard, I believe, still, right? And so yeah. But like I said, I was back then. I was trying to
still here. I got a new gig though. I'm moving to Lofoten.
I heard. I read some of the information. I was going to get on that later. You got, so you're going to be you're going to do your chef thing, right? At Heim.
Okay.
You're going to do your chef thing, right? At the restaurant Heim.
Yeah.
Dang, the connections, but
yeah.
I think you heard.
My connection is bad. Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah. So no, I was I was gonna get into that. I was like, are you still gonna do the permaculture thing? I never even heard of permaculture until I ran into you, man. To be honest, till I heard about you. I didn't even know what the hell permaculture was.
Yeah.
But are you still
really?
Gonna keep?
Interesting. Yeah, we call polar permaculture. So we do polar permaculture here in Longyearbyen, and I hired 2 people. So I hired like a daily manager, and then I hired someone to run the production. So those 2 ladies will run it, and then I'm like still like the general manager, but I'll just be there, and then they will run the day-to-day, and then we'll just like, I mean, with technology, you can basically get it all done.
Right.
For the most part, you know, as long as you have a stable connection.
Right. But
so yeah, they will still run it. We still have a lot of projects going on.
Okay. No, because I read up on the permaculture thing. Like you said, the post is yeah, no, damn. Yeah, let me see if I can take. All right, I unplugged it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I might have to be so close to the screen and so close to the speaker. Maybe I might have to. It's probably partly my bad because my audio.
No, I don't think it's on your side. I think it's from my side. It's just my internet is not stable, so it's not from your side. It's from my side, I think.
Okay. Well, it's
because I hear you regardless until it cuts out.
Okay. No, but yeah, but no. Anyway, I appreciate you coming to talking to me on my channel. I only have like a few subscribers or whatnot. I actually started my YouTube channel years ago. Actually, to be honest with you, believe it or not, I always talk about this on my YouTube channel. Well, before I erased some videos because I had like a lot of raw, uncut, opinions, and I had to clean it up a bit. So, but I started talking about racial issues and certain things like that back then when YouTube just started to monetize and things like that. It caught a little traction, believe it or not. years ago, but then I didn't really do
I
anything
believe
with.
it. I believe it. Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, I mean, crazily
I
how
believe it.
it sounds. I
Yeah,
had
it's
like
definitely a need for it.
right for sure. No, because back then it was just a bunch of gamers and women that make up tutorials and stuff like that. And nobody, yeah,
Yeah.
it was just purely like makeup tutorials or gamers, and nobody really on YouTube was talking about any real like social
Yep.
issues or anything like that. And then I kind of did it like anyway, but not it's not about me. I wanted to talk about
How did you
you,
come to Norway?
huh? What's up?
How did you come to Norway?
No, I was married to a Norwegian, so you so I got here in 2012.
Ah, okay. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. And I have my son out here now. So yeah, I live in Oslo.
Nice.
I wasn't in Oslo the
Oh,
whole
that's
time.
nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, I wasn't.
I bet he's
uh,
so handsome.
no doubt, no doubt.
I
He's a
bet he's so
little,
handsome.
no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, yeah.
What's his name? What's his name? Is
William.
it a Norwegian name or what's his name?
Well, it
Oh,
can
nice. Very nice.
William. His name is William.
Yeah,
So
that's a
he
nice
can
name.
I think it translates to both languages in a way.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
you also
Sure.
have kids, correct? Like two
Oh
or three
yeah,
of
I
them?
have 4 kids. I
Four?
have 4. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a son who's 21. He moved back to Florida. He stays with my mom there, and then I have twins, a boy and a girl who are 18. The boy is in Tromsø. He's like a chef. He's training to be a chef. He's working at the Mott Holland restaurant there. He's like a larling, like an apprentice.
Got you.
Staying here, but she's planning to go to UIT or some university in northern Norway from next year. And then I have a daughter who's 10, 9 or 10, and she's with me still. So.
Oh, okay, cool. No, I got 4 kids too, man. But mine is I took a little different path.
Nice. Yeah.
To keep it real with you, man, all the way.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna go all the way there. But no, I have four daughters. I mean, excuse me, 4 daughters. I got 3 daughters and 1 son.
Nice.
And so my son is here. So he's yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
He's 8.5. And I got my oldest daughter, who's 22. She's married, and she has 2 kids now. So I'm a grandpa.
Oh, nice.
And she's
wow, but you look so young. You're a young grandpa. That's nice. You're a young grandpa.
I'm 43. It's that
Beijing. I'm 43 also.
All right. Kudos.
I just turned 43. Yeah, so I joined the club.
So, yeah. I'm a little older than you then. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit.
No doubt. Yeah. So yeah, my oldest 22. She's in the military police.
Nice.
And then
American military or Norway? American military.
in the States.
Nice.
American. So all 3 of my daughters are in the States.
Okay.
All 3 of my daughters in the States, and my son is here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And I'm divorced. So anyway.
Hey, it's all right, man. That's life.
It is what it is.
Stuff happens, man. Stuff happens.
No doubt.
Make the most of it,
No doubt. But what interests me with you was, well, first off, your background. What's your back? Because I read some things about you. The first time somebody said that you were from Florida, then Ohio. Then I read your own out of your own words. You said you're from Cleveland, Ohio, or whatnot.
I grew up in Ohio. Yeah,
okay.
I grew up in Ohio.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm mixed. So my dad's white, my mom's black, and then
where's he from?
Yeah, so well, they both from Cleveland. We grew up in Cleveland, Ohio. So my dad was from Cleveland, my mom was from Cleveland, and yeah, we grew up there. But it didn't work out with them. So I would spend some time with my dad, some time with my mom, and then my father passed away young. He was only like 45 or something like that, and he passed away.
Wow.
And then I was closer to my mom though all the time. I guess most kids are. You're closer with your mom.
No doubt.
And then my mom, she moved because I left the house early. Like when I was 18, I was out and I went overseas. So I wanted to go to Africa actually, but all my
Wow.
African friends were like, no, don't go to Africa. It's very, very hard, very this and that. So I was like, well, you better come up with something. So they said, we have friends in Malaysia. We recommend that you go to Malaysia and you know, this and that. So they set me up with this like university there. They had their friends who were students there. So then they got me into this university, and I went there, and it was cool. I mean, it was nice just to be over there, but like they had me studying accounting. Like I'm not an accountant type person.
Right,
So
right.
me, I was just going basically just for an experience, but then like somehow I didn't get the program that I wanted.
Got you.
And then they put me into an accounting program. So I was kind of bored, and I started to do other stuff. So I started to like work. I was teaching English. I like stopped going to the university. And then I
Mm,
was like working in this Turkish restaurant, and like I was a server. And like, you
right.
know, server, you have to be very straight, and you know, you out in the front of the people. And then every time I would go to the kitchen, or every time I'm looking in the kitchen, the chefs were having a lot of fun, and they were
Yeah, yeah.
laughing, and like, you know, and this was in the like back in when was that, 1997 or something like that.
Okay,
So they were
okay.
smoking in the kitchen. Like it was another era, you know what I mean? It was like
No
another
doubt.
time. So
No doubt. No
like
doubt.
the chefs were having a good time, and then I was like, man, I want to be back in the back with them. They're having all the fun. So
Right,
then
right.
I was like there for 1 year,
Was
and
that
my
like
mom
your
was
first,
like, well,
was
what are
that
you
like your first
doing?
job? Was that like your first job, like
That
being
was
a
like,
server?
no, it
Okay.
was my first job overseas.
Correct, correct.
I,
The
I
reason
worked
why,
I worked since I was like a kid. I've been
no,
working since I was like 13. Yeah,
got you. No, the
yeah,
reason why I asked that is because
yeah,
it's funny because my first actual job, real job, was at, you know, I think it was around 15, 16, and it was in the kitchen in Red Lobster.
yeah,
I was a dishwasher in Red Lobster, and
yeah.
so
Nice,
so I can feel you when
very nice.
I know what you mean when you said that you saw some of the cooks having fun and things like that. But it wasn't
Yeah.
one of those, it wasn't one of those Michelin star restaurants like you was at or something, but it was like, you know, Red Lobster. So
No, it wasn't not like that. It was just a simple restaurant.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, when I was in school, I used to work at Burger King. I did all, you know, I did all the fast food stuff when I
Okay.
was in
Yeah, yeah.
school. But then like this is like my first time overseas. You know, like you don't really
True
understand
that.
how can you move under overseas. Like I was thinking, how do people move overseas? How do you move and live? You know. So then I was there, and then I just started to meet friends, started to find work. So it was like everything was just coming together, and then you know, I was just doing my thing, you know, living my life, teaching English. I was cooking I was serving at the restaurant. And then like, you know, my mom was like, well, what are you doing? Are you going to school? I was like, no, I'm just hanging out, working. She's
Right.
like, well, get your ass home. You can do that here. You don't need to be there doing that. So then I stayed for 1 year, and then I went back home. And at that time, she was still in Cleveland. She was still in Cleveland. Yeah, she was still in Cleveland. So somehow it was like she was like, well, what are you going to do now? Like, what are you going to do with your life? So somehow it was like my stepfather, he was in a union, the construction union. He was a
Okay.
concrete mason. So he would like, you know, he was working with the concrete, and it was like he could get me into the union, you know, or I could go to culinary school. And I don't know how it came down to these two choices.
He must
For
have
me,
been
I
the
was
white.
like,
He must
I'm
have
not
been the
like a,
white. He must have been the white guy, right?
but he was my stepfather. He was Italian. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
Italian.
but
So my
yeah,
mom
yeah.
married again after.
Yeah, I got no, I got
Yeah,
you. I got you. No, I
yeah.
follow you. I
So
follow you. Because he was
yeah,
talking about having all these connections and
so
everything.
so he was
Yeah.
in. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So he was in the union, and then like for me, I don't like that working outside kind of work like that. That's just not how I operate. So I was like, I'm gonna go to culinary school.
All
So then
right.
I went to the school in Pittsburgh. I went to the school in Pittsburgh. I got accepted. I started school. I was working. It was really, really nice. I finished school, and then I started to work, and I was like just working and working and working.
Right.
And yeah, it was nice. And then I just my first wife, because actually I met her in Malaysia when I was a student. We both met, and then I brought her back to the States with me, but she didn't really like it. It was really difficult for her. It was really hard for her to adjust, and it didn't work out so well. But I had the first three kids with her, because the first
Okay.
boy and the twins were with
Okay.
her. And
Okay.
then we tried to make things work. It didn't work out. We tried many, many times. Then
Yeah.
she went back to Malaysia, and then I went there to live for a little bit. I was trying to work and trying to make it work again, but it just wasn't working. So
Right.
then I was like, I took a job. I went there as a chef as well. So I went there. I was teaching cooking at a cooking school there. It was really fun. I was teaching English and I was working at a restaurant. And then I took a job. I was working as a chef on cruise ships going to Antarctica. So it was
Okay.
really fun. So
That's
I
what's
would do
up.
that for 5 months, have a holiday, and then they brought me here. They brought me to Svalbard because they would go to the Antarctic in the summer there, and then they come to the Arctic in the summer here. So then I got to travel a lot, and it was really fun. And then when I came here to Svalbard, I saw the Radisson Hotel, and I said, "Oh, they must need chefs." I was like, "They must need chefs." So I went in there, I talked to the manager, and then he hired me for the next season. So it was just like it just kept rolling into the next one.
Right.
And then I started to work at the Radisson Hotel. And then I went back to Antarctica, and then I met my second wife, because that didn't work out with the first wife. So then I met my second wife. We worked on a ship together, and then and then we decided to give this place a try, and then the rest was history. We only planned to be here for like a season, and then we ended up staying here for like 13 years. So time flies.
We have a little bit of similarities, not only the same age. And then I also traveled to Asia. I was in the military. I was in the Air Force.
Oh, nice.
And I also was married to an Asian.
Nice.
I was married to a Japanese.
Oh, really?
So one of my daughters is half Japanese.
Cool is that?
She's Blasian.
Oh, she's so beautiful.
Most definitely.
She looks so exotic. Yeah.
Most definitely. But I want to remind the people, whoever's listening or whatnot, that the reason my face is so close to the screen is because of the audio. So I'm worried that the audio won't catch, or you guys won't be able to hear me, and also the connection. So there's a little delay in a way when we talk to each other. But no, that's so altogether, how many years have you been in Svalbard? About?
Since 2007 was the first time I came.
Okay.
Yeah. 2007.
And did you ever hear about permaculture before you
Yes. So my thing was that I always enjoyed like permaculture's kind of stuff, and like homesteading, like when people have their own houses and they just have some land and they just take care of themselves. They have animals. But like for me, I just didn't understand how people could do it because when I was back home working in the States, I had to work 2 full-time jobs.
You feel me?
Like I couldn't work just like how here in Norway, you can just work 7.5 hours a day and you make enough money. And then you have all this time and you're like, okay, like what can I do? But when I was in the States, a good day for me was if I'm free, but I was very rarely free. Either I'm working one full-time job or I'm working 2 full-time jobs. And most of the time I was working 2 full-time jobs, just barely making it with 2 full-time jobs. So I didn't have time for nothing. And like when I had the job, because I worked in the downtown and I kind of lived in the suburbs, so like it was a long commute, you know what I mean? And like it was like if I had 2 hours in between jobs, I wasn't gonna drive home, I was gonna just park, sit in the car, wait until the next job, and then go to work. So what I would do is I would buy these magazines like Homesteading, Permaculture, and I always dreamed about going to Brazil and doing like these 2-week courses, like this 2-week course where you learn permaculture. Like that was always my dream. Like I wanted to go to Brazil, just be in a tropical place, practice permaculture, whatever. But for me, it was like a fairy tale. I would just read these magazines like fairy tales, like how the hell do people have time to do this? I'm working 20 hours a day. Like how can they just disappear, go off grid, grow their own food? I'm thinking, I'm just reading it like a tabloid, I'm just reading it like, no, this can't be right. This can't be true. So I would just buy them and read them just for fun,
And at the same time, we don't come from that. So
no, like I didn't have any example of it. Like I never knew anybody who did it.
Right. And then our moms be like, boy, you better get you a job.
Then I would just read them, and then I mean, like, don't get me wrong. My mom would have her own garden, and my mom was very, my mom and my grandmother were very foodie people. My mom and grandmother, they like, I remember going with my grandmother and we would go to the Chinese shop and they would kill the chicken for her. She would buy fresh
Wow.
chicken. My mom wouldn't buy she wouldn't buy frozen fish. We would go to the market and buy fresh fish, fresh
Yeah.
vegetables. So my mom was like not like a typical, I don't know what a typical American mom would be, but my mom was anything but. She would only buy fresh fish. Like I didn't start eating frozen fish until I started working on the ship. And then that's when I was like, oh, this is the difference between frozen and fresh, because my mom is a foodie person. My grandmother
Wow.
was a foodie person. And like, it just made me a foodie person. Like we just very particular about our food, you know?
Right.
And
No doubt. No
so,
doubt.
yeah, it's just, I guess it was a part of me. So then when I moved here to Norway, and then, you know, you only work 7.5 hours a day and
Yeah.
you make enough money, and then you start to have all this time. So then
Right.
all these things that I always wanted to do started to come out. And like I always love music, right? And
Yeah.
then
I
I
saw that
remember
you
a
do a little
situation where
DJing and
here
stuff
we
like
had
that.
this one little small nightclub, and they were looking for a DJ. And like and I was like, oh, I'll DJ. And then the manager was like, but you're a chef, you're not a DJ. The assistant manager. And then the manager was like, chef, DJ, same shit. Let them try. Just give them a try.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
then they hired me, and I was the DJ. So I started to DJ. I just started to do all these things that I always wanted to do, but never had time to do.
No
So it's
doubt.
just funny. It's just funny how things work, you know?
Right. Right. So, what, as far as the music, we'll get into that a little bit later. But as far as the music are you into mainly like house music, deep house, or I'm just assuming I haven't heard any of your tracks yet or anything like that.
Well, it's one club, so I have to play like popular music for what the people want. You know, I look at the
Right, right, no
crowd
doubt,
and then I know what to play. So if the
no doubt.
students are
Okay,
there, then I
okay,
know what to play. If the older people come, then I know what to play. So we don't, it's not like a real nightclub. It's more like a bar, you know.
okay.
But the
No, I
thing
thought
is,
you had
they have
produced.
license to stay open. They have a license.
I thought you had produced
I
eventually
make
some of your own
music, but it's
tracks.
more like hip hop music. Like
Okay,
more
got
like
you,
hip hop music. Yeah.
got you. Now, now when you mentioned you went to Malaysia, I was gonna ask you that later. I was like, I saw on the languages, you said English, Norsk, Norsk, Russian, Malaysian. I was like, okay.
Oh
So
man, I just playing with that. I was just playing. I don't speak all those languages.
I was like, bruh. I was like, this.
Oh, I was just playing. I don't really
He
speak
speak more languages
yeah.
than he speak more languages than Cleopatra. I'm like, God, dog. Yeah, yeah. No, no, I wrote some notes.
No.
If
It depends on how much I drink, I guess. It depends on, how much alcohol is involved.
right. So those were the languages you guys. Those were the languages that you got exposed to, I guess.
Where did I put that?
Facebook.
Oh, yeah, where did I put that? Where did you find that?
Facebook.
I'm missing. Maybe I'm not understanding.
Facebook.
Oh, Facebook. Oh, I just put anything there. Yeah, but yeah, okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
My wife is Russian, so my wife is Russian. I understand a little bit.
I figured it had to be.
I don't really speak.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's all good. But I figured it was probably from exposure, or you traveled there.
Yeah, she only speaks Russian to our daughter, so they only speak Russian to each other, and then I usually just speak English to the daughter. So our daughter got 3 languages. That's how we trained her to get 3 languages.
Okay.
And then everybody else speaks Norwegian to her, so that's why she was able to get the 3 languages.
Right. Hey, I noticed there's a few people on the online or whatever. Whoever's just tuning in or whatever, I'm interviewing Benjamin Vidmar.
I think it's my connection is better.
It's all good. I'm just going to introduce you real quick. It's our connections right now, so we like delayed when we're talking to each other. So we're not but a couple of retards. So it's the connection is delayed, and the audio. So my face is so close to the screen, which I wasn't planning on having my face so close to the screen as it is now. Anyway, yeah, I'm talking to Benjamin Vidmar. He's living in Svalbard. Been there for 13 years, somewhere, at least over a decade. And he's yeah, I was gonna let him get into what he does. I mean, I know already. He's I consider him African American. and he's been there doing food production, and he's about eco design solutions, permaculture, and growing food in extreme conditions and things like that. And like I said, when what interested me was the sustainability and growing food locally, and I just like the whole concept. You know what I mean? I was like, wow. When I first ran into you, I saw the DW interview, and no, just the way the way you or the approach basically that you're taking. And I think that's what permaculture is supposed to be about, is the approach or the process, from what I read, how to survive in places.
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me? I can hear you. I can hear you. You still got?
Okay, I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No. When I first heard of you, when I seen the first time I heard of you was when I seen the DW video. Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm talking. Anyway, I'm gonna ask you a question, short stuff, because if I talk so long, probably it won't. I don't know. Now it look like you're frozen. Maybe that was you that sent me a message.
What?
It's all good. Maybe, you know what? Maybe I wonder if we.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I hear you. I hear you. Maybe if we just do the. Maybe if we do the audio, maybe that, I don't know, if we just do the audio, if it's any better. Let's see. Can you hear me? Yeah,
now I can hear you.
I can hear you. I was wondering if we just do the audio, if it's any better or if it's probably the same. I have no clue. But anyway. Or
we can try with just the audio.
Yeah, okay.
Try with just the
Yeah.
Try with the audio?
Yeah. I'll stop my video, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah.
It sounds better. It sounds better to me. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, are you a vegan?
No, I'm not a vegan. Are you?
No. Oh, hell. Not only no, but hell no. But one of my daughters, one of my daughters is a vegan though. One of my daughters.
You hesitated. You waited too long. You know? Yeah, but you hesitated. You hesitated too long.
Right. No, that's the connection, bro. but no, one of my daughters is vegan though, and so I got it. So I respect vegans and I respect veganism, but I ain't no vegan.
I respect everybody. Yeah, I respect everybody.
Yeah, no doubt. But what I was gonna say? I had just a few more questions. No, I was gonna, oh yeah. So have you visited like Russia and Mongolia, right? Or something like that?
Not Mongolia, but my wife is from Russia, so I visit there with her.
Okay.
Many times.
So is that where I seen the pictures?
But not Mongolia though.
Is that the?
I want to go to Mongolia.
Right. That's where I seen you with.
Go there.
That's where I seen you with the pictures of orange berries and stuff.
No, that was in Vermont.
That was in Vermont? Oh, okay. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did my permaculture course there. I did a permaculture course there.
Wow, I didn't know that. All right.
Yeah, it was really nice. Yeah.
But
with, Ben Falk. Ben Falk, he's like a famous guy in permaculture. I was at his place.
Oh, okay. How many people of color do you see in permaculture? I mean, back then, I'm sure it's different now, but back then when you started, how many people
there
of
was
color?
Like not so many. Yeah, it's we need more. We need more and more, Yeah, we need more.
And out here in Norway, I can
You know,
say
we
I can
definitely.
say you was a pioneer, a trailblazer out here. Is that correct?
I would say so, definitely. It's hard to speak about me here without anybody not knowing me. Yeah, my friend, I got a friend in Germany, and like we're working on projects together, and like he's got people connections all over the world. And he says, I can't bring your name up anywhere without somebody not knowing you. So it's
Bruh.
like you know, our project our project is it's like many people know about polar permaculture, you know, just put it that way.
And I, you know what? And I didn't even realize it. I was like, this was like all under my nose. I thought I knew, I thought I knew, a lot about a little. I mean, how can I say it? A little about a lot. Uh, and I've
Yeah.
never, I don't know, I never heard of it. But until you,
Yeah, but it's kind of like it's just kind of like my style, you know. That's why it's nice to have the new employees, because like I'm just very quiet. I don't know. Like I don't brag. I don't like
no,
I
that's
should
what
be more. That's why it's hard for me. I don't have many followers on I don't have many followers on social media, because I'm like in between. Like I'm not totally convinced about social media, and I don't want to broadcast all of my life. And it's like, you know, that's why it's holding me back, I think, because like I should have a lot more followers, I should have this and that, but it's like at the same time I don't want it. So it's like I'm kind of in a situation where, you know what
right,
I mean?
bro.
Like people
I,
know
I,
me, but at the same time they don't know me, you know?
I feel you on that. And you know what? I got from what you're saying, I got the sense of that. Exactly what you're saying. It makes sense. It makes sense because I got the sense of
Yeah.
what you're telling me right now. That's the vibe.
Yeah,
That's the
because it's
vibe
like I
I
should
kind of
have
got.
many more followers, and I
Yeah.
should have many more things, and I should have more sponsors. But it's like me, at the same time, I don't want, because then, you know, they expect certain things. So it's like I'm
No
in this
doubt.
like dilemma with myself, you know. And
No.
I don't feel comfortable broadcasting my whole life and every moment of my life. I don't feel comfortable sharing that with the world, and but I have to find some kind of balance, you know.
Right. No, in some weird way, I'm the same. But sometimes, if it's like I won't broadcast, I won't have so many pictures, but I'll as you noticed, I'll post links of articles and magazines. I'll do that, but I haven't really been on Facebook until as of late. And since this Corona thing, I became
Yeah,
a meme master. But I never really did that. You know what I'm saying? Until this
yeah.
Corona.
But I'm telling you, bro, I also was doing that, but the thing is, they want more. They want personal. They want all the details, and it's like a line that you have to cross, like, and you have to cross it in the right way, because people
Yeah,
want details. They want to see, like, and like, I don't know if you noticed, but like the stories, like some people post one or two stories, and then some people post 20, 30 stories, and people are watching. And I'm like, who could sit there watching all of these people's stories? But people are doing it. They sit there,
they
they
do.
watch, they want to be involved in somebody's life. And it's like I can't, I haven't crossed that line. Like I can't, I
It's
just, I'm
it takes
struggling with it. I'm
it takes
struggling
a
with it.
lot of work and energy. I'm sure, definitely.
I'm telling you. But that's what they want. That's the ones who get all of these followers, who get all of this stuff. They are the ones sharing most of their life. And
Right,
like it's
right.
like that's what it takes. And like you have to be consistent. You have to post all the time. You have to answer
Mm,
all the questions. You have to, you know what I mean? It's a job, man. And these people who have all of these followers, it's a job, and they earn it. Like they work for it, you know? And like
right.
I'm just kind of I'm like been on the fence for some time now about it.
Yeah, no, I can tell because I was like,
So yeah.
I get that vibe from you. You know what I mean? That you're not totally kind of out there. Your character, your character is more humble. At the same time, you're sitting there not hardly doing nothing. You're sitting there with about, almost 5,000 followers on Facebook. So that tells me, and you didn't hardly post as
Yeah.
much and things like that as you say.
I don't
So
do nothing.
that tells me
I
if
don't
you
do
really went
nothing.
all out,
Yeah.
that most definitely.
Yeah. And then I tell myself I need to go all out. And then when I try to go all out, I back off. I get cold feet, like, no, man, I can't. It's just I've been struggling with it for some years now. So
No, I feel you, bro. I feel you, bro.
so
I'm
yeah.
similar. I'm
It's
similar in
nice to
certain
have a lot of followers,
ways.
but yeah, it's nice to have a lot of followers, but at the same time, you have to give. You have to give those followers something to keep coming back, you know?
Right.
So
No, but how well one aspect, well, how can I say it? Have you followed the conscious community, the Black conscious community in the States or globally a little bit or not really?
conscious community.
You never really
Never
heard of
heard
that
about it.
term.
I'm just Googling it now.
You know, the conscious community, like the people that are acting all woke now. You know what I'm saying? People that are,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
you, you know, so I take it you don't, because if you had to look it up, I take it you don't really follow the conscious community so much. You know, they talk people that are
No,
really
I guess
into
I
like
don't.
you know, going back into their history and things like that, and which is a good thing these days. Brought by racism and all kinds of things happening, and from the Black Panther movie, from just people being more conscious about things,
Yeah, I
learning about
follow
their
to an
history.
extent, but like me, I try to I try to how can I say? Because a lot of it I do like me. I'm sorry, like to have to like I try not to. Maybe I follow it, but I don't call it conscious community. I don't. I try not to put too many labels on things because, like, for me,
True.
I'm afraid of labels. I feel labels limit us in so many ways, and it's
I,
like
I agree
I
with you.
noticed that from permaculture as well. So that's why I really shy away from labels and terms, because even from when I did a lot of stuff in permaculture, there's people who think permaculture means having dreadlocks, dressing a certain way, doing this, and then there's people who feel permaculture means this, and people who thinks it means this. So I really try to find my own way, and like, yeah,
Right.
try to avoid labels. But yeah, I'm familiar with what you're saying about the Black Panthers and this and that. But I try not to join any
Yeah.
label.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? And I think that's a great approach, and that's a great way that you're doing. And I think most of the people that are like in the forefront, you know, the real trailblazers have that mindset that you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So I was just asking. I was just
Because
asking because
soon as someone puts a label on it, then it's like, oh, then it's a box. Then it's like,
yeah,
oh, you're one of them.
yeah,
And then it's like, no, I'm not one of them. We're trying to do, and it's so easy to, a lot of movements get, derailed because of that. Because as soon as they put a label,
yeah.
then boom, then it's like,
Definitely. He'd be like, yo, yeah, like he's an Afrocentrist. I get what you're saying. And I
so
and I
that's
and
why I
I
really try to be careful. I really try to be careful with the labels, because even I really feel like even the Black Lives Matter is such an important thing, but then soon as the people try to box them into certain things, and then it just takes all the energy out, and then you end up fighting about what you are, what you aren't. But like, yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I wish there was a way we could do it without limiting ourselves with the label, but I guess it's not possible in the real
And
world. I guess you
and
have to have a label.
and this is why I like what you said on somewhere I read, when you talk about knowledge alone is not power, action fueled by knowledge is power. You
Oh
know what
yeah,
I'm
it's something
saying?
I posted. Yeah, in the story or
No, no
something.
doubt,
Yeah,
no doubt. And
yeah.
I'm glad we're speaking on this, because there's even a so-called wannabe conscious community out here in Norway, believe it or not. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
cool. I
From
believe it. Yeah, I believe it.
and from the diaspora is getting stronger, and
Yeah,
so a lot of times they take their cues from the States,
of course.
and things like that. And then so out here there's kind of beginning to be kind of a conscious community out here, and I have a lot of similarities to what you said.
But I think it's necessary though, because there's a
Yeah,
lot
most
of
definitely.
discrimination in Norway. I mean,
Right,
if you
right.
really look at it,
It,
there's a lot of discrimination.
Right. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. But with the conscious community, I always see that there's a lot of regurgitation, and with the information, and some misinformation, regurgitation, and a lot of times that our the conscious community's information needs to get updated, and things like that. And like you said, when you throw in the labels, when you try to act like you don't trust uh this person's information because he's from a different culture or race,
Yeah,
then
yeah. Then
then
that's how
it
it
starts to
happens.
look
Us,
crazy.
us versus them. It always turns into us versus them.
Right,
Always. As soon as you put a label, then you divide it, and then
right.
it's game over.
So at the end of the day, this is why I found you more interesting, because you are a part of the culture, whether you like it or not. I'm gonna claim you.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, you
Exactly.
you African American
Exactly.
descent, and you're not
Exactly.
like the words that you've said. I'm I'm about people being practical, and I like that you like the words you said. Putting that knowledge is power, yeah, but when you knowledge is not power if you don't put it into practice. And so when you start to practice kind of what you preach, when you in practical terms, when you're doing things for the community, when you're doing things for the human race, I find that more interesting. Because a lot of times, a lot of people into this conscious community, all they do is write little so-called books, or not even that, booklets or pamphlets,
Yeah.
out here thinking that they're writers or whatever, don't even know how to cite sources, or
Yeah.
know nothing about bibliography or
Exactly.
research methodology or anything like that. So
Exactly.
you got some cats out here that's talking about they conscious, but they only into music,
Yeah.
entertainment world, or writing little booklets and pamphlets, and it's ridiculous. So when I find somebody like you that is actually putting something into practice, that
Yeah.
those are the type of people that I admire. So that's why
And
I
and what I find very interesting now is like, like now that you say it, it makes sense because, like, are you a fan of F1 or no, like the Formula One?
Formula One. You talking about the race?
Racing, like, yeah, Formula One racing.
I like all sports, but I'm not really. I don't follow it, but I know
Okay,
that there's a
so
but.
that's
Was it?
exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. Exactly how you are. I'm not a fan of sports, but you know what? Something you just said made something click because, like, I didn't really care so much about Formula One, but then when I found out that the number one driver is
Yeah.
an African, he's a black guy.
No, I know that.
And then
I know
I
that
said,
much
oh,
now.
and I was like, oh, and then I started to go deeper into it, and like he was talking about his story, how he went through all these struggles and how they all hated him for being so good, and then it really brought me in. So it's important that we have these examples, and you're right, like you're right, but he doesn't say him like put a label on himself. He's racing cars, right?
No
But
doubt.
he's
No
like
doubt.
also trying to lift up the people, and I think it's important to see someone that looks like you doing things, and then it helps you to think I can also do that, you
Right.
know. So I was just trying to teach myself because like you're like this is a two-way street, so I'm also learning from you, and like I didn't think about it, but like I didn't really care so much about it, but then after I started to learn more about what's his name, Lewis,
Lewis Hamilton. Is it
Hamilton.
Hamilton?
Yeah, Lewis
Yeah.
Hamilton. After I
Yeah.
started to
Yeah.
learn more about him, then I became interested in F1, mainly because of him, because
No
he's doing
doubt.
it. So like that's what it's
He's like the
important for us.
Tiger. He's like the Tiger Woods of Formula One, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So it's important for us to have these and it's just like you said, even maybe I don't see myself as it, but to somebody, they might be looking at me like how I'm looking at him, for example. So
Right.
it's important for us to have these role models. And I agree. We need more role models in our community for sure.
Definitely, because I ain't gonna lie, I did look at you like when I heard, I was like, bro, even though if he was one of them guys that didn't care, kind of like how Tiger was when he first came into golfing, when they said, hey, what is your race, Permaculture or whatever he called himself back in the
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
I said, bro, sometimes even if the person isn't kind of up to snuff or with their own history or whatnot, that doesn't mean that they, sometimes I still use those people as inspiration in a way. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
I agree. I agree.
And
So you're right. It's important.
on the
It's
flip side of the
important.
coin, definitely.
Yep. It's important. And I just didn't think about it until something you said. And I was like, yeah, he's right. So that's why I
So
try to be careful. I try to be careful that I try not to put labels on me, and I try
yeah,
not to box myself into any label. Because for me, I think the best way and how I've been able to do what I'm doing is because I didn't put a label on myself. And even though the company is called Polar Permaculture, it's not like I try not to get caught up in all, because there's a lot of politics in permaculture as well. And there's a lot of drama and there's a lot of stuff, but I stay away from that. And basically what I do is if something works, I benchmark it and I use it. And you can call it what you want. It doesn't really matter for me, but if it
right,
works, I use it. And if something doesn't work, even if these people telling me, yeah, this is it, this is it. If it doesn't work, I just drop it and just move on.
no
So
doubt.
like that's why I try not to get caught up in labels. I just focus on what works and I use it. And if something doesn't work, I drop it and I keep moving and I don't look back.
No doubt. No, you had said, damn, you had said something I was going to chime in on. But, well, there's another thing. What's up with this Benjabi? What's that? Is that your alter ego? Or what's up with that? Benjabi, what's that?
That's my nickname. So my mom's like my godmother. When I was a kid, she would always ask me, "What's my name?" And I would be like, Benjabi Vidmar. So like that was like I had totally forgotten about it, but then I remembered it. So like, yeah,
I thought it was your DJ name or something like that.
It's just like you said, my alter ego. It's just I can be somebody else, and I can just not have to worry about it, you know?
No doubt, no doubt. No, it was gonna say something else. Oh, and I noticed too, there was only one thing that kind of caught me. I was like, there was two things I kind of like when I was looking, researching you a little bit, and then I saw that you put the book about flat Earth.
Oh, that was a joke.
Okay, I was like, all right, now, bro. I was like, hey, like, look, on that ship right there, I can't go with you.
Yeah. But the thing was, like, I put it because like it's like just for attention, just to get people to discuss. Because for me, I think it's important that like it's too easy now to just cancel things and cancel everything.
That's true. No, I got you.
And so like I don't see what's wrong with debating, you know, like why don't we debate anymore? Why is it so easy just to cancel and like it's right or wrong? There's no right or wrong. There's a lot of gray areas. There's a lot of, you know, like for example, sometimes something can seem bad, but then something else happens. You're like, oh, that actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And sometimes, you know, it's all about expectations. Like you could be expecting to get a car for your birthday, and then, for example, your family, they get you a watch. Right? A watch is a nice gift, but you're going to be disappointed because you were expecting a car. So it's like there's no right or wrong. I mean, there's degrees, there's like levels to everything.
No, I do agree with you, because sometimes we're not so with new information. Sometimes we're not as sure as we thought we were, you know.
Yeah, but I just put that as a joke because people would just
you were just trying to throw us off. That's all you was trying to do.
Yeah, because like, you know, I just trying to, it was nothing like
I noticed something. And then I noticed something else too. And if I wasn't living in Norway and knew about Norway, would have thrown me off too. When you a couple of posts about sperm. I was like, what the heck? I was like, what is this guy in this sperm? You know, what did you?
Oh, they sending it to the moon. You talking about
to the moon? When they send it to the moon, and then you posted another one about shrinking penises, toxic chemicals, and you know what I mean?
Because
plummeting sperm counts, and I was like, what's up with this? But then again, I was reminded of the Svalbard Global Seed Vault.
Yes, exactly.
And so I was like, that's why he was kind of talking about that and relating that, no doubt.
Sometimes it's that's I get ahead of myself sometimes.
Because I knew that.
Sometimes my brain just goes and I see some connection and people are like, is he crazy?
I knew.
But then eventually it becomes clear.
Right. No, I knew it though. But I was like, because I remember because I had told somebody that I was going to interview you, and then they said, did you look on his page? I said, you know what, it's funny that we messaged each other, but I didn't really look on his page really. And then so she was like whatchamacallit, said something about what's up with this sperm thing right here, and I was like, huh? And I said, look, and I was like, oh, it's because of the Svalbard. It has to be because of that. And then that's why I made a connection. But anyhow, yo, have you what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, no, I was my brain is all over the place too, man. I'm like a scatterbrain, bro. But at the end of this video, I was gonna put it on my YouTube channel, and what I was gonna use as a thumbnail was I was gonna use your picture when you was in the polar garden on your page.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So I was gonna use that and then put like Ben the chef. I made a thumbnail already, but I was gonna put the thumbnail and some of your links under the video
Yeah,
once
I appreciate that.
all this
I
is
appreciate it.
said and done, and then tell you where it's at and all that. But
Sorry that the camera wasn't working. We had to switch the audio. It was nicer with the video, but
bro, it's all
it's what it
good.
is. Yeah, it is
You
what
know,
it is.
at the end when we about to sign off, we can probably cut on the video
Yeah,
just
that
for a
sounds
minute.
good.
And
That sounds
but
good.
yeah, let me see. With the next thing, no, and it's funny because you were talking about you're moving to Lofoten, because I was about to ask you, I was like,
Yeah.
I was about to ask you, I was like, you talk about you like growing food in extreme conditions, but I was like, so why would you move from Svalbard to Lofoten? Because Lofoten is very scenic and beautiful. So you ain't moving from one extreme to another. So I was thinking,
somebody,
so why don't you just
somebody
go
said
ahead
I'm
and
moving.
why don't you go ahead and move to the desert?
Yeah, somebody said I'm moving from one paradise to the next paradise.
No doubt. No, but I mean, Lofoten is real beautiful for what I hear. I haven't been out there myself, but I know it's real beautiful and also very expensive to make it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But I got a really nice job offer, so
I'll
take over this restaurant, see what happens. And then, like when you live on Svalbard, see, for you it's probably different. You have like a permanent resident or something like that, or
what? Hey, man, I'm a dual citizen now.
Okay, so you
once they opened that up, I became dual citizen last year. So I got my citizenship on, still in the States and then also here now.
Congratulations. But see, we can't do that on Svalbard. Even though I've been here for 13 years, I'm not entitled to any rights. So I have to go to Norway for at least 1 year to try to start that process.
That's crazy.
But the thing is, since if you live on Svalbard for more than 8 years, then we only have to stay 1 year, and then we can apply for permanent residence. So I don't have to do anything else for the permanent resident. So that's good.
Wow.
So that's why I have to go to the mainland so I can start the process.
Yeah, most definitely, bro. Because most definitely.
Yeah.
But what are some of
Norwegian must be really good then.
Yeah, the winter.
Good.
Yeah, the winter, it's been kind of a warm winter, I think. I don't know.
But your Norwegian must be very good. Your Norwegian language.
Oh, man. Man, that it's been a struggle, bro, when it comes to, I understand more Norwegian than I speak, you know what I mean? And obviously,
and they still gave you the citizen? You didn't have to pass a test or anything?
I did, bro. Man, see, that's the thing. I can still pass a test, bro. Like, I'm one of them dudes, man. I can go, I can take it, I can just,
prepare for the test.
Most definitely, bro. And flush it, because I don't use it every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's an everyday struggle. But I'm a it's funny because I'm doing it backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like now that I got my citizenship and immigration, that stress is over. Now I'm gonna finally take Norwegian language seriously.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Very nice.
But let me see. So what is oh yeah, I did notice that you did put one conscious post out there about Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill not being a sign of progress.
Oh yeah, I'm into everything.
No doubt.
I'm into everything. So yeah. If I think something needs to be said, then I'm gonna say it. So, but I don't need to put a label on it.
No, I got you. Word is born. Now we're gonna wrap it up soon. How long we been on here though, man? 53
almost
minutes.
An hour, I think.
Yeah, almost an hour.
Yep.
So it's coming around. But what else? I wrote some notes down, and let's see. I think we kind of spoke about a lot of stuff like that. Like I said, I like the permaculture because of the permaculture because of the holistic approach. I even researched composting because I didn't know what the hell that was. Because I remember you were talking about composting. I was like, then I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay. And
it's good. Maybe you start to practice a little bit of growing your own stuff and doing it.
That's what I was about to get into. Actually, you helped me out with this. You never know, because finding out that you don't have to have no big old operation which you got going on.
Whatever space you have, you can do something.
Right. It's funny. I was actually going to ask you about it, but I joined a Facebook group, Plants Oslo Facebook group. Are you in that group?
Plants also? No, I'm gonna check it out. Plants also.
Yeah, it's they got almost 2,000 followers, 2,000 members. And so I don't know how
Okay.
I'm into
Yeah, I see it now. I see it.
I'm weird because I'm into plants and nature and the thought of it. I'm into the thought of it and all. But I just never, you know what I mean? I just never like really. My mom did some gardening too. She grew like tomato. I mean, she did it like right on the balcony, and she grew,
Yeah, so it's in you. It's in you. You got it in you. So it's there. You just gotta unlock it.
I gotta really
You
unlock it and bring it out. You know what I'm saying?
That's
But
it.
but
That's it. But really, you just got to get out of your way. It's gonna come out. You just need to step to the side. It's gonna come out no matter what. You just
no
got to
doubt,
step to the side and let it happen.
because you know where I'm from. It's like when I was thinking if I keep on talking about plants and shit, they gonna start thinking I'm all fruity. No pun intended. No disrespect to the
No.
people out there, but you know what I'm saying.
It's nothing fruity about it, man. It's like
right,
future.
exactly. You know that was
Future.
one aspect of it. So, and also I start to kind of embrace the thought of it. Like I said, I like the thought of it. I joined Facebook Plants Oslo group. That's more like about urban in the city, planting or whatnot, gardeners.
Yeah.
And actually it's funny because she the lady, I think she's Lithuanian, the and the one that runs this Plants Oslo, which has got a good following, about 2,000 members. And her I think her husband is a brother. But that's a whole nother. Yeah, actually. Real talk. Because one time I saw she posted it's a pretty cool group. And she had posted a picture of a bunch of flowers or plants. And then I saw this black guy in the middle of it. I was thinking, oh, maybe it's this guy, he had his own garden or whatnot, or he was just a model in the picture. To find out that was her, man. I was like, okay, no doubt. But anyhow,
nice.
So Le Gordon Bleu. Well, let's see if anything in Pittsburgh. Let me see if I missed anything, man. This is like one of my first interviews, bro. So I'm all over the place. The audio, the video.
And I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that you took the time to do research and you didn't ask questions that you could find. So that's a really good thing for you and your career as interviewing, because you should make it as easy as possible for your guests. And I feel that you did that today, because I get interviews and people are asking me the same questions and I was easily find, and it's frustrating.
So, I was just thinking about that too. I was just thinking about that too. I was like, I bet this dude is asked always the same questions. I didn't want to regurgitate when I got it all in front of me.
Exactly.
But I get it, because
that's why I'm having such a good time. That's why I'm having such a good time, because if you would have been asking me the same questions, I wouldn't have been laughing. I wouldn't have been like, it would have just, I would cut it very short. But this has been fun. We've been, having a good time. So I really appreciate that.
I appreciate that. And it's probably because we both light skinned.
Yeah. Well, that also helps. I mean,
and I don't mean no disrespect to the darker brothers, because my brother was a darker one. I don't want nobody to counsel us on that statement.
Exactly, but it's just we feel something in common. That's all you were saying.
You feel me? No doubt. I definitely would like to meet you in person though one of these days.
For sure.
You know what? It's funny because you move into. I mean, the places that you live in and going to live are the places that I would like to visit once in a while. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like Svalbard is one, and then also Lofoten. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Definitely. So.
Either way, or I can come visit you there, or you come visit.
Definitely.
Now we're in touch, so it's easy. Like we're in the same place. So
definitely,
how difficult is it to meet?
Right. Don't be a stranger, man. For sure.
Exactly.
But let me make sure before we get off, if there was something because when you plan on, I planned on it being a lot more organized than I did. But man, this work week,
I think it worked.
This work week has been like crazy. I work at a school and it's been crazy. So all my notes and little research that I've done about you or whatnot, I just got it all.
I think you did a good job. I think you did a great job. So yeah, it is
all no scattered everywhere. All right, let me see. No, but you the process that you use, right, is the cold composting process that, or do you use do you do the hot or the Berkeley method, or what are they?
No, we have machines. We have these
Oh,
machines, these two machines that we use. It
okay,
heats up the compost, it heats
okay.
up the food waste, and then it turns it into compost. And then we
Di-
also have some composting worms. So we experiment a little bit with, but there's a lot of different ways to do it. There's not
Yeah,
one way.
that yeah, I know you can go all over the place. But
Yeah.
do you use human waste too?
No, not we're not using human waste. I
I
mean,
figured
of
you
course,
wasn't doing that. I figured you
some
wasn't
people
doing that shit.
well, some people do, but like that, you need to do more outside. We compost indoors, so it's
Got
very
you.
difficult to do that indoors. But like to use human waste, you need like an outhouse toilet, like a outside toilet, and then it breaks down, and you know what I
Got you.
mean. But like we basically have this small pilot where we take the food waste from like a few houses and we compost it, and we want to scale that up. But no,
So
we
what do
don't
you
have any plans with human waste for now.
so what stuff do you use for inputs into
Just
that?
like the food waste, like vegetable scraps.
Got you.
Just what's coming from their kitchens. That because like here on Svalbard, we
Mm.
throw the food down the drain. We have like a disposal, and then it gets ground up, and then it just goes into the sea. So anything from the toilets and from the drains goes directly into the sea. There's no filtering. Well, there's
Mm.
filtering, but there's no
Didn't know
treatment.
that. Didn't know
Yeah,
that.
there's no treatment system. So
Damn,
whatever you put in the toilet will go out into the sea.
for
Confirmed.
all that money that Norway in this region has. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe that, bro.
Yep.
Yeah,
So that's
yeah. But
so I,
how much
I
time
wanted to keep as much food waste out of it as possible, even though they say there's no issue with putting food waste out there. But there's a lot of energy inside of food waste. And like
right.
we have to ship it up. We ship it up from the Tromsø, and then all of the garbage, solid waste from Svalbard gets shipped back to Tromsø. So they process our waste. So like
Right.
Svalbard is this beautiful place. People come here for the nature, but we
Mm.
have
Hello? Don't tell me we cut off again. People, if y'all listening, I got Benjamin Vidmar online. I had a few more questions that finally came to mind. I try to
let this place go back to nature. But the problem is it's too political, it's too strategic, so that will never happen. So the next best thing is that we try to be here as sustainably, as ecologically as possible. So that's why I wanted to grow food, because all of the food is imported here. We don't have any local food. So
I remember
everything
you
is
saying
shipped
that.
in. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to have, like, if we're going to be here, we should focus on growing more local food.
Bro, and you know what? And then reading about permaculture, it takes it really takes a community to do that. Not just one person. So because if the whole community around you is not doing certain things, then it's like, yeah, it's like defeating its purpose in a way. But it takes a start from somebody. But you definitely optimistic, bro, because I saw on your chart that you're talking about by this time 10%, by 2000, what'd you say, 2030, 50% or something, and then beyond 100%.
The connection was bad.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
I said, and you pretty optimistic, brother, because I remember I think you had like a chart where you were saying your goal was to have by 2021 10%.
Yeah, but of course everything got delayed with this pandemic.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, for
we were
sure.
supposed to have a bigger facilities, but everything is backed up. So
No, I
it's
got
got
you. I
delayed.
got you. But my point
As
was I
soon as
love
we
the
get into our,
optimism and yeah.
as soon as we get into our new facility, then that's our goal, is to scale up as quick as possible.
Okay, so you ain't stopping this just because you're moving to Lofa at
No.
all.
I hired 2 people, so they're gonna run it. We're gonna run it. I'm gonna be there. They're gonna be here, and we're still gonna run it. Nothing's stopping. Everything is going forwards.
All right, forward ever, backward never. I got
That's right. That's right. Hey, can I say one thing? My friend is listening, Manuela, and she gave some really good feedback for both of us. Can I share it with you?
That's what's up.
Yeah, she said you both like each other. That makes a lot of difference in such a conversation. He does his job well, but you help him. He asks right questions because you allow him to do so. So I thought that was really nice of her to
Man, I
share that
appreciate
feedback.
that. I appreciate that because this is
So,
this is my first time I ever did it, an interview,
yes,
you know, with anybody, you know.
yeah,
So
I
that,
agree with her. It's a really good interview. So you did a really good job.
that's why I appreciate you even you know, accepting my call or email or whatnot,
Yep,
responding back and all that.
that's it.
And I appreciate that comment. Let me see. There was a couple of things, and I think I wrote. So that's one good thing that we have just the audio going on because I can look around on the notes
Yeah.
without looking crazy or whatever. But there was something that came to mind, man. And then when we got stopped there. Where was it at? I wrote it somewhere. But anyhow, yeah. So you were saying the so no, but how quick do that was the last thing as far as the composting. How much time is required for the method or whatever you guys are doing it, the way you're
So
doing
we use this system and it's like heated up and it's a special like bacteria.
it?
And
Okay.
it takes about 24 hours to go to process
Damn.
um like the machine can hold like 4 to 5 kilos of waste, and
Okay.
like you feed it some waste every day, so every 24 hours it like starts to break it down, and then like after 1 week you can empty the machine out. So it's like it's
Okay.
constantly going, but it's I can send you the link, the details later. It's like
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
a
no, I
it's
mean,
a Swedish company, and then they
okay.
have a company in Norway that deals with these machines. I think it's called Oakland. I can send it to you later. I can't think of the name offhand,
Man, it's all
but it's
good,
like,
bro.
yeah, it's like 20,000, 25,000 kroners, and then you can process about 4 to 5 kilos of food waste per day in
Yo,
theory.
yo, let me ask you this. What's the most popular I guess herb or whatever basil that
Yeah,
you're
basil is ours because we sell to this hotel here called Funken Lodge, and
okay.
they have our basil in the bar, and it's like so exotic and it's so beautiful. Like normally you have flowers in a restaurant, but they have our basil there, and the people love it. The guests love it. It gives a nice smell, and it's like everyone's very proud of it. So it's a really nice. If you just you can check it after Funken Lodge because
Okay.
they exclusively use our greens, and they have us on the menu,
Right.
and we compost whatever they don't use, we take back and we compost it. So the whole point is to make like as less waste as possible, you know?
Okay. Okay. Now, I was gonna say also I want to, you know, the anybody listening or is going to listen to this video later on, also after once I post this interview in a couple of other Facebook groups that I'm in, as well. This Benjamin Vidmar, he has you have a website as well,
Yeah,
called
permaculture.com. Yep.
parmaculture.com, and you also do tours still.
Yeah, we're doing tours. We've been doing Northern Lights tours. We're working on developing some other tours. So we got really hit really badly by this whole pandemic, and
Okay.
like they stopped our tours for a long time. And like now, Norway talking about they're not gonna let tourists from outside come in to maybe even November. So they're really, really
True
hurting
that.
us.
True that. True
And
that.
like most of our tours were international tours.
That's
So
what I
now,
that's what I heard you on the video because
yeah,
I laughed. You had me giggle a little bit because when you was like that part when you had some Norwegians, you was like, oh, I'm not really used to Norwegians because you had people from the international audience, crowd or whatever.
so
They've been coming a lot more often than it's funny when you said that statement, it kind of hit me, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. So it was almost like he was there. The Norwegian people didn't really appreciate what they had around them
I
until
think that it's
until
because
he
they
got
just I think it's not so much that they didn't appreciate us, but we just were marketing like what we were. Norwegians like certain things, and like
no
you
doubt,
can't really pack Norwegians. You can't really pack them in a bus and drive them around like you can tourists from other places. Like they want to be outdoors, they want to hike, they want to be in the nature.
no
So
doubt, no
like
doubt.
yeah, so like I had this restaurant bus. It's like a 34 seat bus. we had the tables facing each other like a restaurant, you know, and then we had alcohol license. So we were doing tours. We would pick the people up, drive them around, serve them food, serve them drinks. And like this was very popular with foreign, you know, Americans, Chinese, British. They really like this. But like this is not something that's really popular for the Norwegians because they would prefer to be out in the nature doing something, you know.
You know like, what that makes sense because I didn't realize it. That makes sense what you're saying to me because I didn't realize it until, you know, living in Oslo and the, you know, the main area where most people, you know, visit or whatnot. I didn't realize that places like Flom or Lofoten or Svalbard are frequented with international, you know, like Germans or Russians or things like that. I didn't realize it so much. I mean, to the point where I remember there was a group of Russians or Germans. They said that they, you know, I heard about they just went to like straight to they fly straight into Lofoten or like Flom or Svalbard or other places, and they don't even come into the like main cities. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Like I didn't realize that. You know what I mean? So so that does make sense.
And so we were focused. We were set up like that. We were making money. We were doing well, and then they stopped it. So then now we have to, like, we got some money from Innovation Norway because we need to reorganize ourselves and make it more appealing to the Norwegian market, because who knows when the international market will come back. So that's what our challenge is now. We're trying to reorganize, repurpose, so that way we're more attractive for Norwegian travelers.
Gotcha.
That's what we're working on now.
Tailor marketing, brother.
Yeah. Pivoting, pivoting.
No doubt. And I see though that you had some talks in a few universities like Tromsø and
everywhere, man.
Everywhere.
It's been a lot of chatting. You know, and that's why even I was hesitant because like, you know, I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna give them an interview, whatever. We just do it because like now we're very careful, like who we interview. I didn't even discuss it. Like this interview, I didn't even tell the team because they're very careful about what they do now. So this is more like just me and you chatting because we've given so many interviews and it's like, you know.
Hey, I was gonna be like that hip hop dude, DJ Vlad. I was like, I ain't paying you for no interview. I'm like, bro. I don't care what you say. I don't care if you're small or big. I do not pay for interviews.
Yeah, because like that's the thing, you know. It's like you have to draw a line somewhere.
No, I feel you.
But I was like, you know what, this guy seems
cool. Right.
This guy seemed pretty cool. But like you understand what I'm saying. You have to draw a line.
I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying.
You, and then they take the story and then they sell publications and they earn money and they do well. But then we are still kind of struggling. So you know what I mean. So that's why we have to be careful. But anyways, I was wanted to do this because I was interested and curious about you. And I was just curious what you were going to do. So that's why I decided to do the interview.
I appreciate it, man. I'm a small shrimp fry, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I appreciate it, you know what I mean? Like I said, the number one reason why it's crazy because people would think I would normally want to talk to like an author for my first interview, or which I do want to talk to a couple of authors out there because I'm into history. I'm into linguistics. I'm into comparative religion. Actually,
nice.
These are my really, and then of course the transatlantic slave trade. You've seen a lot of my posts lately, and things like that. So I'm really into those things. Yeah. My major was anthropology, and my minor was African studies. And I changed my major so many times though. But I've always like I read. Nice. I read books when it comes to history, like, you know, like for dessert, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I really love. That's my passion. So, and also the African diaspora, you know, anything that, you know, the you know, Black people are doing, you know, out in the world that are significance that I can, you know, that should have a spotlight on. Of course, that's what I like. So that's my main cup of tea. And the reason why I came to you is like we talked about. And go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna think because, you know, like just from my understanding, because like when we say Black people, like people just usually think that we mean Black people in the US, but there's like Black people everywhere, even
everywhere.
Like
that's why I said. That's why I said the. That's why I said.
You know, and like she also has issues and struggles and things that she's going through, and we all have our own issues and struggles.
Definitely. That's why specific. I said the diaspora, you know. So not continental Africans on the continent of Africa, the diaspora meaning any black person of African descent outside of Africa, the diaspora. So
There you go.
so that I'm a humanist, you know what I mean, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, over race and all these things like that, I mean, I'm a humanist, so I'm about the human race, the human race, you know what I'm saying, most importantly. But unfortunately, there is a thing called racism and white supremacy in the world. If it stopped today, then I would stop talking about it. But unfortunately, it's not, and it's not a localized thing. It's not only in America. It's not only in Norway. It's a global thing. So, you know, but anyhow, but I don't only talk about race, but like I said, I'm into history actually, and things like that, in ancient cultures and ancient history and things like that. So that's why I think it was surprisingly, I think people that know me may think, you know, they probably thought I would have had an author or a historian or a linguist or something like that, which I do plan on having at some point. But you know, I have you in one way, because I like that you like you said, you know, putting your knowledge into practice and putting your, you know, practice what you're preaching, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people they say I'm a writer, this and that. Even in one of the so-called conscious community groups out here, you know, there's a person promoting himself, you know, putting himself into the mix, you know, with his little, you know, booklet or pamphlet, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. And it kind of like, it kind of turned me off, you know, I mean, a bit. And you kind of always had that approach. I mean, from what I noticed, even years ago, because I was like, he had to, because he would have been all over the place, you know, a lot more. And you know, especially things that he's doing. I mean, in Norway and things like that. So even though you did have a lot of interviews, and I know you have you know, a lot of material for somebody if they want to do research on you in a way to get all right. I don't want to run it too long. We have ran it 76 minutes ago, and yeah, no, in Svalbard, you know, the joke they always say it's illegal to die there, and because you can't bury, I think you can't bury your dead there in Svalbard and stuff like that. Is that true?
People die, but you can't be buried unless you're cremated.
Of course,
like you can't bury bodies.
yeah. Right. And that's I thought, you know, that's amazing, you know, when you can't even bury, you know, people there, and you out there, like, you know, growing food and doing things like that.
Gotta survive, brother. You gotta survive.
No doubt. All right, man. Is there anything in the future that you I think we probably already talked about. I know you're going to be a chef in Heim, in Lofoten.
Not so much the chef. I'm gonna be the manager. Like, I'm gonna run the whole joint.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay, my bad. All right.
So yeah. No, it's cool. I mean, I'm still the chef, but I'm like the head chef and the head of the restaurant, but I'm like just kind of gonna organize it how I got to get there. Then I plan to organize it. I want to hire like some kind of somebody in the kitchen, somebody on the floor, so then I can just kind of like manage, you know, and just
I want to
work with the local. I want to work with a local farmer there, and then he's gonna grow me some vegetables, because in Lofoten they can grow really nice food. And then I made a deal with him where he's gonna take as much of my organic waste that he can, so that he's gonna compost it. He's gonna feed some of it to the pigs. He's gonna use it on the farm. So
wow,
I want to try to start this concept of like the zero waste, and try to, you know, I'm not going to focus on the popular cuts like tenderloin, you know, all of this popular stuff. I want to use stuff that people don't normally use, and try to find ways to use it and make it tasty and make it taste good. You know what I mean? So
be a trailblazer. Hashtag he different, y'all.
Yes.
He different. Yes. Yo, so you know what? There was a couple of more things now that just came to my remembrance. You know, before I moved to Norway, I was living in Miami, bro. I was living in South Florida
All right.
myself.
Very nice.
I lived in South Florida for the last 11
So
years
now when I go back, I go to Port Charlotte. It's like near Fort Myers.
Yeah,
so
I know where Port Charlotte
that's
is.
my home. Yeah, that's my home. When I go home, I go there. Yeah, I go there.
All right. Yeah. No, it's funny because I actually have a friend. I have one friend back in South Florida. He's originally from St. Thomas, and he partly grew up in Miami, and he's an executive chef at a place. He runs a lot of the operational things that you're saying he does. He does. So I do have one friend that's pretty popular down there as a chef in South Florida, but I like the way you're doing it over here. You know what I'm saying? Or the mindset that you got. I don't think he right now had that mindset. So it's also funny because I can shoot him this. He'll probably trip. I don't think he has any clue. Yeah, because he knows I'm into history and all that. But I never spoke to him about you actually. So I'm gonna actually shoot him this interview and also kind of shoot him some of your information.
You can introduce us. That'd be nice.
No doubt. Yeah, he's really into it. I mean, he's been moving on up in the chef world. He was in a magazine called in South Florida's, one of South Florida's finest chefs or something like that. I'm for real. He's yeah. So I got one in the back pocket, man. What else? I think that's about it. So 5 years from now, what do you see yourself? I don't want to sound like an interviewer, and but what do you kind of? I mean, I know this COVID thing. It's hard to. Let me say, not. What would you like yourself to kind of be or heading towards or whatnot? I think you probably already said it.
I think I'm just gonna keep moving towards trying to like make the dream come true. This all started with a dream, 10 years ago of me, like working with the freshest food and like thinking about the whole solution. So I think that's kind of why we have so many issues in the world, is because everything is about money. And don't get me wrong, money is nice, but it doesn't really make sense when you have like companies, these big companies, if they actually had to calculate the environmental damage into the equation, none of them will be profitable.
No doubt.
The problem is all of these companies, they only focus on how to make more money. They're getting us to buy 2 or 3 smartphones per year. We're using up all of the resources. And then if there's any issue, if there's an oil spill, if there's any waste, the taxpayers have to pay for that cleanup. And the companies don't have nothing to do with it. So they're making their money, they don't care. And then it's just getting out of hand. So I think it's all connected, like the CEO's salaries are like way more than they've ever been. And it's just like, it's out of control. It's just out of control. And like, I think the only way to do it is to make companies responsible. If companies are responsible for their waste, how they operate, if they and that's what I really like about permaculture. Like, I try not to get caught up into the politics, but the things that I really hold on to are the ethics, earth care, people care, and better use of the resources, fair share, whatever you want to call for that third one. But if you operate thinking about the earth, about your people, and about making the best use of the resources, then you already halfway home. It can't just be about profit, more profit, more profit. We're running out of resources. It's a very finite planet. We only have but so many resources. How many electric cars can we have?
No doubt.
How many electric cars are we going to have? And is electric car really going to make it any better? Or is it just switching it from one thing to another thing?
True that. Dependency on something else. No doubt. And I like how you went into the ethics. And I like how you went into the ethics of it all and the philosophy and the holistic approach.
That's what it's about. Like, we have to calculate the earth into it. We have to calculate the earth into the equation because that's where we're taking everything from.
That harmonious interrelationship between the humans, plants, animals, and earth. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. But all right, brother. So
I appreciate your time.
I appreciate your time, man. I appreciate your time,
man.
And we linked up on Facebook, so we stay in touch or whatnot.
Keep in touch, man. Keep in touch with me, all right?
Definitely. And if I see anything that may help you, like, put your name out there, and like I said, I don't know, and when it deals with the profession that you're in, then maybe you already know about it. If you don't, if I ever run across anything that I think is helpful, I'll just
Put
That's
those
what's
cameras
up.
on.
Hey,
Let's shut it down right.
no doubt.
So they know we're
Benjamin
not just talking. We're just
Vidmar.
not joking around over here.
Right. Benjamin
Playing on our
Vidmar
phones.
was
They
in
don't
the
think we're just
building.
playing on our phones over here chatting, you know?
Benjamin
Yeah.
Vidmar.
All right. So that's it. You
No
need anything
doubt.
else from me?
Bro, that's it, bro. I salute you,
I think
man.
it's my connection. My connection. Shit. Take care.
No
So
doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate yours, man.
Bye-bye.
Keep going.
Yeah.
All right. Man. So I'm about to close it up. That was Benjamin Vidmar. That was my first interview I've ever did. So to my viewers or whatever, bear with me on my interview skills or whatnot. But I tried to do my research. It was a hell of a week. I mean, a hell of a week. Man, oh man. But anyway, yeah. So, and the connection was pretty bad. We were like delayed and things like that. But no, he's a great guy. You know, I really enjoyed talking with him, and you can get that. You can feel his presence. You know, the vibe, without even me meeting him. I figured he was kind of like this. To be honest with you. Anyway, so it's the if you guys haven't whoever's tuning in now haven't heard our talk earlier, can always go back to it. And I appreciate whoever is listening. In the future, I plan on getting more people to interview. It won't just be chefs. It won't just be writers. It won't just be other entertainers like singers or whatnot. So you never know. So just stay tuned. I haven't worked on my YouTube channel for so long. I had more videos. I had over like, I don't know, 70 or something videos that I deleted, like cleaned it up before I even interviewed this guy, to be honest with you. So I kind of wanted to start with a fresh start. So I left like a couple of videos on there. So it seems like I had a YouTube channel for like 6-7 years with only like 2 or 3 videos, but I had like I said, over 70, maybe 100 videos. But it was a lot of jiving and things like that. So I'm trying to take it a little bit more serious. But anyway, so stay tuned for more interviews and things like that. I am gonna have a segment called Open Mic Night, you know, where I just call in and I have other people from the conscious community or just very knowledgeable, opinionated people. And also I want to have interaction with the viewers or whatever. They can, you know, chime in or join the conversations. I think I'll be using Zoom and also probably when I do interviews or in StreamYard. I might try to interview somebody in StreamYard and see if that was a little bit better, but I think I'll be using those two. I don't have, I need to get a better microphone or whatever. I'm just straight up using the computer, the laptop. So I don't have, I feel kind of bad because I don't think it was just his connection. I think it was, you know, definitely mine as well. I need to get some of the right equipment, but you know, that thing costs money. But I didn't want that to stop me from doing what I wanted to do during this Corona downtime. Anyway, so salute to everybody that was listening. That was Benjamin Vidmar. He's in the permaculture. I call him a herbalist. He's a chef. And you get the rest of the information. I'm gonna drop his links underneath this video. You'll see him on a thumbnail once I put it up. I'll drop his links on the video. You guys check him out. What they're doing, what he's doing is awesome. He's like I said, when it comes to, I like him because he's into putting his knowledge into practice and with action. He's following it with action. And we need a lot of people like that. All right. Well, this is Rob G. You are tuned into the real Nordic Black, the real Nordic Black. Need I remind you, the pioneer of social, what could I say, activism online on YouTube, the first here in Norway, actually, believe it or not. I always say check the timelines, but we'll be having more things in maybe eventually I hope to host a debate. I would love to host debates, interviews with certain people. And as I grow, this channel grows and the content is better and the equipment is better, hopefully. Anyway, I'm out of here. Rob G signing off.